powder, and then the powder has a piece of heart.
Good luck.
All right, it looks like they are finally off. We're gonna see. What was that? What did the uncle say? Something about a sub 2?
Guaranteed, which means, all right, strap yourselves in, boys. We're in for a pedestal required seed. Half magic in the first chest. Wow.
A pedicle. What's a pedicle? Is that a word?
I don't know, but we got crystals in Tower of Hera and Desert Palace, and blue pendant in Eastern.
That was the fastest map check I think I've ever seen in a run so far. Right out the gate.
Yeah, Mike the V did that yesterday too in game 1. So
that's the call. Once you know, you just go. Alrighty, so you guys know the drill. Gonna be plowing through escape, looking for bombs and whatever items that they give them. That might even make it for a little bit more interesting to fight against Ball and Chain Guy. And there's the bombs they were looking for already.
Commentator's blessing right there. So both of these guys blew through escape yesterday, each of them with a sub 6-minute escape, if I remember correctly.
Man, I'm jealous.
Yeah, me too. I've never gotten sub 6 minute.
I mean, getting the pack of bombs early might keep them from doing any extra grinding on the way. So
that's true. Odds are, since they have the 3, they clearly can get the 3 extra chests here in escape, and got some pretty good chance of picking up some extra bombs in some of the early chests.
So chat, what do you guys want to see? You guys want to see some wacky stuff in escape, like a blue potion, some blue goo right off the bat? I'm sure the players are excited to see that, because that makes it so that there's the route to Kakariko Village is even more efficient.
That's right. It's like an engineer designed it. It's so efficient.
German engineer?
I wouldn't go that far. Not quite yet.
We're not there yet? Okay. Yeah, I don't know much of EODTex. I do know Mike the V fairly well. At least his play. Oh, there's another bottle of being a bottle.
2 bottles. Did VTorp design this seed?
VTorp, where are you? Get in here.
Yeah.
But I know Tex took the first round against Dark Magician. So was it 2 games immediately? Was it an 0-2?
No, it was a 2-1.
Okay, all right. So good old game 3.
Yeah, game 3 was Dark Magician's bombing route of terror throughout the country of Hyrule.
Oh, nice. And we see from Mike the V just going straight for the 8 slashes. No pot intended. No pot necessary. Tex going for a little cheaper, or not cheaper, but safer route with the pot. That Ball and Chain guy, he can be a little trouble every now and then. Especially if you don't get any extra parts along the way there.
Yeah, one hit, 1 heart. So yeah, both of these guys, I think that they're actually making better time out of escape than they did yesterday. I think they were at about like 3:36 at this point.
Saving seconds.
Save the frames. Kill the animals. What?
Kill the animal? No, we're not there yet.
No.
A month or 2. Yeah, it's actually really interesting because I always thought personally that my execution was pretty good, but then I went back and watched my race yesterday, and the amount of time save I could have made in like each individual room, man, I stink. I need to work on that execution, because sometimes I'll lose a race by a minute. I'm like, how did I lose a minute? And then I go back and watch. I'm like, oh, because my execution stinks.
Yeah.
That's exactly why.
I don't know if you'd necessarily say it stinks. It's just not on God levels like, Mike the V or the OK guy or,
It stinks by my standards. Let's see. Yeah, let's see what other chests we got going on along the way here. It stinks. Anyone know that reference? Anyone know that guy? You know who I'm talking about?
Stinks.
It stinks. I love that show. It's so good.
Mike a little bit in the lead right now, finding the burrito here in the sewers, but both of these guys are making incredible time through the sewers. I mean, the NMG time is under 6 minutes, so
Yeah, I'm excited to see. I'm wondering at what point we're going to see a difference in routing. Because, yeah, I mean, it's good to see players, following the same, like, I mean, I was watching the race yesterday, and we followed the exact same routing until it was, like, Sahasrala's hut. And then there was a flute in there, so that took people one direction and the other. Let's see what we got in the bomb wall. Can O'Brien, and nothing else.
And the trend continues of not having any progression items in the 3 chests in the sewer.
Well, that only tells me that maybe the Power Glove is going to be kind of out of the way. Because that location right there is technically a sequence break every time, because the game logic requires you to have the Power Glove, or Titan Mitts, or Progressive Glove, whatever, to get in there, so...
Alright, so what is in the tear chest today?
Please be shovel, please be shovel, please be shovel. Just a bomb upgrade.
Extra bamps.
Still nice. That's one more bomb they don't have to worry about. They're still going to be looking for a couple more, but they have plenty of opportunities to pick them up in chests, and maybe we'll see a couple tree pulls from these guys as well.
I'm sure we will. We did yesterday. But they got plenty to go through Kakariko right now, and if they run out, the bomb shop is, or the shop that sells bombs, the bomb shop is something else. I know. Don't want to get the chat mad at me, but there is a shop that sells bombs at the southern route. Boom! 16 bombs from the tree right there.
Just like that. Oh, this is fun to watch because I get to see how other people route slightly off, like going around the. Oh, there's the flute on the ledge up there.
High likelihood of required Aghanim.
Yeah, we got to see what Meyer holds for us. If Meyer holds a pendant, this could technically be an Aga-less seed, but having that in the back of your head, you're like, okay, I don't know what to do. Do I do Aga now? Well, obviously not now, but...
Like, getting the 20 rupees, and just, you need 100 to get whatever bottle vendor has, so... That's why he would, and that's why EODTex is turning around and getting that 20 rupee drop there.
And another 20. Man, I wish I could find 20s all over the place, especially after killing a bird. No, I couldn't. I don't think I would be able to do that IRL, because birds are too cool.
Yep. But in video games, birds
video
are
games,
jerks.
Yeah, they're mean.
Mike has enough money for bottle vendor. EODTex looks like he's farming just a little bit. He'll be happy to drop down and find 20 rupees at the bottom of the... What?
Okay.
Tex, you have 94 rupees. What? Oh, no.
I mean, he can find some more in Blind's hut. And
I'm sure he will, but...
But he's spending a lot of time checking these tree poles. Which isn't a bad idea. Like, if you get, the 3 red rupees, and then you can just keep on doing that over and over again. But, yeah, that was a lot of time spent.
Yeah.
And we see the fire shield in Blind's basement. I believe that's been it so far.
Yeah, very underrated item, the red shield.
It's nice. I've seen players skip it for some reason, and then they get hit by, a stray arrow or something, they're like, hey, could have had a fire shield.
Yeah. Now, again, nobody's going to go kill Aghanim for it, but
right.
Let me not overstate its importance, but
Let's see what we got in the bottom of the well.
They're not going to be hurting for ammo in this game.
It's looking like it. More bombs.
It's the ammo seed. Link is picking up an arsenal here in the beginning of this game.
Man, I guess I'm just so used to the new logic where you just get a crap ton of stuff right off the bat. It's like, oh, here's 3 medallions, here's the mitts and the boots.
Well, until you get the pedestal required seed and no book anywhere in sight.
I want to see that. I want to see that happen. I want the book in the pedestal. Though it seems like players will often not, at some point they'll be like, I'll just blind pull it and, hope for the best.
Yeah, particularly if it's been a really trolly seed and they've had to go into every single pendant dungeon anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe that's a Wizrobe designed seed.
Dun dun dun! Shasta Wizzy. Let's see what the sick kid's got. A heart piece. Take my dying heart. I don't know why he sounds like an old man.
Tex getting somewhat of a chicken clip there.
Man. It's
Rich
Kakariko.
seed.
Kakariko, what's up? What's up, dude? Where's all the stuff?
Yeah, I
Come
know,
on.
right? So, well, we've still got, they've got Lake Hypelia Cave to go to, but they're gonna need some items here real fast. Oh, hook shot on the library.
They're gonna want that.
Just maybe.
Love to see boots like right here. It's not gonna happen, but yep, just a piece of heart.
Vanilla.
Wow. What an insane start! It's crazy. So I guess there's got to be something up on Death Mountain or Mini Moldorn. Maybe Zora will actually be useful for once.
Remember, they can't get up to Death Mountain without the flute or the or a lift upgrade. So we gotta get one of those first, or maybe, just maybe, it is going to be Aghanim required. One of these guys is going to find either a sword upgrade or the cape here real fast, get the flute, and then get up on Death Mountain.
Ooh, there's a thought. Well, let's see what the rest of the seed holds for them. There's some silver. Happy with that. Though I'm sure they would have picked a bow over silvers at this point. Because, with Eastern looming, with those 3 items, you might want to pop in there and knock that out.
And with luck, you might be able to pull all 3 items without having to beat the dungeon completely.
Mm-hmm. If you get lucky.
Are you feeling lucky? Or do I feel lucky? Well, do you, punk?
Punk?
Yeah, I gotta make sure I quote the movie correctly.
Yeah, don't, or else they'll get decimated by chat.
Yeah, it's one of those Luke, I am your father things. No, wrong.
Dude, spoilers! Come on.
Oh
Come on
God,
now.
I'm sorry. I spoiled a 32-year-old movie.
Come on, man. That's not cool. Alright, let's see what we got in here. We got bombs. You like bombs? We got the net. You like net? We got the bow. You like bow? Okay, cool. So we got the bow.
Yeah.
So that's good. But it's funny because Eastern Palace is a pendant dungeon. That, of course, it's just like when you get the ice rod and you're like, well, T-Rock's going to be a pendant dungeon.
Of course it is.
Every single time, so...
Yeah,
Now
if the ice rod's not in a trolley location, you're not doing Turtle Rock.
9 times out of 10.
Yeah.
Yeah, the question is, will the players make their way into Eastern early? Or will they keep searching around and look for something else?
Let's see what kind of intel Mike the V gets us on Lake Hylia Island here.
Just an arrow upgrade. Powering down. Yeah, neither player has the means to visit Zora with their lack of rupees, or do they have the flippers to check the ledge? So we won't be seeing that anytime soon.
And
So yeah,
for waking up the hobo, he's going to give him a piece of heart to go away.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so then the next best route would be to check Sahasrah's hut and pop into Eastern. It's pretty much, like, there's got to be a Master Sword or the cape in there to send him into Aga. Maybe
Well,
the boots.
unless they see where
Or the Atlas
EODTex
one
is
block.
heading here. Ice Rod Cave.
Now, this isn't a very high value location. Same with Agana's Cave, at least in this version, but you never know. I had a bottle in it yesterday, and
Yep.
a heart container today. Still nice. Yeah,
Mike the V going to check Sahasrah's safe deposit box in the back of his house here.
Rob that old man. This is basically the normal route that most players will choose. Early game, check here, and then you would normally head up to Death Mountain if you have the option. Let's see if they get that option.
No, but now
Ooh.
Zora is an option.
Not quite.
No, not quite. I was off by 8.
8 rupees.
Ah,
Let's see it looks like Mike's probably going to head into Eastern Palace. It makes sense. Knock it out. It's an early dungeon. It's a quick
Sure.
one.
and given what you have right now, I mean, the only other option, like you mentioned, was Agana's Cave, which is a pretty low percentage in this version of the logic.
And very out of the way.
Right.
honestly, in here, I could definitely either see I could see a Master Sword and the boots, which would be like, hey, Agate Tower's required. If you want to get up to Death Mountain, you're gonna have to get that flute.
Yep.
So we'll see. And both players successfully fake flip rain without getting sniped. You never want that to happen.
It did happen in one of the 3 matches I commentated yesterday. Somebody got sniped, and that's never fun. Although it is better than soft blocking like it does in the regular version of the ROM.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because you lose so much more time from that than you would from dying. But yeah, someone in chat makes a very good point. Fake flip, or you'd have to fake flipper to Zora, so that would be a sequence break. So the game is literally saying, hey, go to Eastern Palace. It's your only choice.
And no, just burrito.
So we've seen the first item, a piece of heart. So we still have 2 more chances for there to be something useful in here. And at this point, I could be the most brutal thing would be like the cape. Then you have to do a fighter sword Agate Tower. Ooh, gosh.
Yeah, fighter. Well, at least though they will have the silver arrows, making it
that is true.
Significantly easier.
I could also
Yesterday,
see. Oh, go ahead.
I was just gonna say yesterday, and again, I commentated 3 matches yesterday, so I don't remember which one's which, but we did have somebody have to go through Agate Tower with no bow, no fire rod, no boomerang.
Oh my
just
gosh!
Fighter sword.
Oh god! Why would you even was it forced or did they do it by choice? I would choose to forfeit.
Bit of a gamble, if I remember correctly.
Oh man! All right, so Armos is required. I could also see the book here. The book would send them all the way over to desert. There's usually something good on the desert ledge. There's a few things I could see here that would give them the progression they need. I want to point out that I really liked Mike's this Stalfos room he did, where he dropped the bomb. It was really stellar. I'd never seen that before. So
I hadn't either. I was at a loss for words.
That was really cool. I've seen a bunch of other options. Usually the normal is the 2 pots. I've seen people use arrows.
Yep.
So that was kind of cool to watch. All right, what do we got? This has to be an item. And it's a blue rupee. All right, well, honestly, I went and I was looking at the percentages of item drops at certain locations, and Armos, I think Armos was, of the bosses, has the highest chance of dropping an item. I'm not 100% sure. He and one other enemy shared that value, so...
Oh, Mike missing with the arrow. He's forgotten to activate silvers too, unless he just doesn't want to lag the game. So
that's possible. I like this, grabbing rupees. You need some rupees, so
yeah, you're gonna need them probably for Pod to pay off the monkey and his extortion racket.
Oh, and Tech's going with pot and arrow. Surprised he didn't pick up that red rupee, since he is 21 rupees short of visiting Zora. Imagine if Armos gave him the flippers to go to Zora. That would be amazing. I'd be like, all right, game. I see you there.
Darn you, Rando.
All right, we see Mike switch to the... Ooh, just barely missing. Plenty of arrows.
Yeah, they got enough. They got enough ammo upgrades in Kakariko Village. I don't think they need any more.
This basically has to be something, otherwise... Oh, the butter sword. Oh my gosh.
I'd call that something, Willard.
Yeah, I'd say so. But all that does is send them to Agate Tower, but they still need the boots, so what's it going to be? Boots on the pyramid at this point?
Possibly, but hey, Agate Tower with butter sword? I'm okay with that.
Easy peasy.
I'm okay with that.
I've had my fair share of brutal randos. My race yesterday was pedestal required, and then I did a newer version race, open mode, that also was pedestal required. So I'm taking a couple days off. I'll see you guys at the weekly because I need a break.
Yeah. I haven't done too many open mode seeds, but I imagine it could be fun. I've done one, but for a guy that doesn't have good execution, older guy like me with not so great execution, killing, like the Landmalas with the Canis Maria, it's just no fun.
Yeah, we usually don't try and do that regardless.
We had no choice based on the
Oh my
seed.
gosh, that's brutal. Yeah, it is a lot of fun. I highly recommend it. The funny thing is, I didn't even know it was open mode until the race started. I was like, oh, pick where I want to spawn. What? Okay, I guess we'll do this.
Did I accidentally play this already? And
Am I at the right party, guys? I think I got the Facebook address wrong.
Mike is going to have no issues going through Aga Tower here with the butter.
With the butter.
It's like butter. Oh, EOD just barely missing the quick kill. He's happy, finds his stick of butter.
Quick kill with the silvers? Silvers is a quick kill.
That's true too. But you can get that last Armos before it turns red. So
right, because technically it gets all of its health back when it turns red,
which is rather irrelevant when you have silvers, as you were pointing out.
Yeah, I'm excited to see. There's got to be something on the pyramid, and I could easily see Boots. Boots in the pyramid to go get the flute would be actually amazing. I think that's probably what these players are looking for. But it could be Book to go to Desert Palace. It could be the first glove to go up to Death Mountain.
Right.
It could be a lot of things. Ooh, Redguard's giving Mike a little bit of trouble.
Yeah, luckily he's got 6 hearts, so.
Yeah, them guys are quick. They're kind of annoying, especially after you beat Aga Tower, and then they're just scattered throughout the light world.
Yeah,
overworld, and you're like, oh.
Yeah, chase you like a freaking police dog.
Mm-hmm. Fortunately, these players, unless they eventually go turn in the green pendant, will never make it back to Eastern Palace area, which is notorious for those red guards. Notorious.
Alright, so bye Felicia. And let's got an Aga 1 here. No bug net though. Oh no, he does have bug net.
Will he use it though?
He better. It's required.
Mike, don't let us down. He's letting us down.
Mike. Come on. This is what should be DQ'd. Everybody talks about the Dairy Queen chest, but
it's a tourney race. It's understandable. People don't want to play around.
Alright, EODTex.
Oh, that was awkward. Just kind of. There you. Ooh. See, that's the thing that gets you, is you get knocked down by one of them, and then you get hit at least 2 more times by them while you're in the middle of falling.
Oh no, it happened again. Tex, just shoot him with an arrow.
Yeah. That's why I like having Boots there, because you can just dash right across and just skip him entirely.
Thieves Town is green pendant, Skull Woods is red, and Turtle Rock is number 6.
So no Fat Fairy holding the Canis Maria. All right, what do we got on the pyramid? There's the Boots. Pretty easy call.
Das Boot.
She blows. Player's going to be grabbing that flute and heading straight up to Death Mountain after they activate it.
Almost certainly.
Yeah, so... Yeah. Especially with Meyer being a crystal. Definitely flute was required, so... Oh yeah, and checking the bonk rocks at the same time.
This would be interesting if this ends up being a lift upgrade too.
That would be... Oh, the flippers. Wow.
The flips.
And he has the money to go do Zora. I wonder when and if he'll do that.
This may be where we see a route diversion from our runners here once EODTex. You got to believe that both of them are going to go straight to the flute. It's,
oh yeah.
After that.
Especially not having any prior way to get up to Death Mountain. There's there's a lot of stuff up there, and when they go activate their flute, they can also pick up the hookshot from the library so that they can
Right.
full clear all of the Light World in Death Mountain. So all of the Death Mountain in the Light World.
True. Well, when you put it that way, maybe we won't see a route diversion from our runners.
Yeah, I'm excited to see once we start hitting up those next dungeons. See what we got going on. All rise for the National Swag Dog Anthem.
That's right.
I think in a future race I should just have the theme, the music that plays, just like send it through my audio. Just have them mute both streams, and then I can sing along. That way, there's not gonna be that weird delay. But no, we're not gonna sing for you guys.
No.
We'll
I'm
leave
not
it to the
gonna-
professional singers.
That's right. Not going to take DT's thunder.
Oh, it looks like Mike is gonna go straight for Zora. That's a good plan. You know, just knock it out.
Sure.
Knock it out of the way, and there
Well-
could be something valuable up there.
Well, and remember, he's playing the version 18 logic, which once you get an item that unlocks something else, there is a very high chance that what was just unlocked will also have an important item. So he's playing the logic here. You can't blame him for that.
It's a good play. And we got the mirror
there's
on the
the
ledge.
mirror.
So, very good play. And I like to point out that Tex has exactly 500 rupees. But at this rate, I could easily... Zora usually has nothing but life lessons normally anyway. But let's see what he has. It'd be funny to see like a glove
Or, a
or
moon
something
pearl.
here.
Or a shovel.
Okay. That is an item.
That's very true. It is an item.
just saying.
It's sort of like, I'm not saying, I'm just saying.
I'm not saying. I'm just saying. Alrighty, so what is the next play? Probably shovel all the way up to library to get the hookshot. That's actually kind of fortunate how the routing is playing out so far. I like that. It makes it more optimal, more efficient. It'd be amazing to see like the Titan mitts or something up here.
And in the ground we have the fire rod.
I love it. Alright, well, hair was the crystal, right? So if somehow they get the hammer while they're up there... Oh, they have the mirror, so they can do hair regardless.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe we'll see a required basement in hair.
The legend of the Hera basement in this tournament, and that was a determining factor in Ruble.
Oh yeah, I commentated that race. Shouts to Ruble.
I
That
keep
was a
confusing that
fun
with
tiebreaker.
Dode's race.
You what?
I keep confusing that with Dode's race that got him out of pools.
All right. What was it in there that time?
I
Dode.
think Dode dove into Ice Palace. I think. But all right, so Mike the V is picking me up, the old man, and
Oh, Tex. The bird just said, "Nope, you're carrying something. That's too much weight. Can't do it." So here we see a divergent. Tex did not go do Zora, so he will not have the mirror going up here. And there's the cape. Still a nice safety to have, but probably won't be seeing much of it unless there's a trip in a spike cave at some point. But yeah, I'm curious to see what the rest of Death Mountain... If Death Mountain ends up having the Titan mids, and like maybe something on Floating Island. Oh, they still need the Moon Pearl too. So there's a lot of things that they still needed before they can do Death Mountain as well. Oh,
mitts.
there they are. That's where they were in my race yesterday. It's a good place for them. The real question is, where's the Power Glove now? Now I'm curious.
Who cares? It's so bad.
It is pretty bad. I still want to know.
It's like Tex is going to route around the other way.
No. Okay.
Yeah, because, well, without the Moon Pearl, it's not it's not as big of a deal as it is. Mike can still Super Bunny to two of the Dark World cave chests, but still
more
cannot.
than likely. Sorry.
No,
more than
still
likely.
can't do Hookshot Cave.
But he'll probably find the Moon Pearl in here.
And the way the seed is going, yeah.
Yeah. There's a lot of options up here. And we see the mushroom. I like fetch quests.
I like fetch quests, so we put a fetch quest in your fetch quest.
Oh man, so you can fetch quest while you fetch quest.
That's right. All right, so
Moment of truth. What do we got? A piece of heart. A set of bombs. The Moon Pearl. There it is. Just like that. Carrying a bottle and a book.
And literacy. Wow. So some serious Death Mountain hype right there.
So yeah, if Kakariko has absolutely nothing for you, you can probably figure out that Death Mountain's going to have something. So that's awesome. That's awesome for Mike, especially having the mirror, because now he'll be able to full clear all of Death Mountain. And, except for Spike Cave, but, Mike picking up his book, and eventually Moon Pearl.
So, one important thing to note is that the bottles that our players have got have given them both a fairy and a blue potion. So they already have some safeties built in, as we have yet to find any armor upgrades.
Yeah, and I missed what... Did you see what was in Super Bunny Cave? I don't think there was anything super valuable.
I don't think so either.
Unless there's nothing in... Unless there's something in Hookshot Cave, maybe Tex isn't missing out on much. There wasn't anything on the Death Mountain floating island, so...
No, I think that was just rupees.
Well, looks like now he's gonna head over to do Zora. Oh, without
here's
no,
Super
he's
Bunny.
the mushroom.
Super Bunny's just $40.
Okay, so Tex missing the mitts entirely.
Oh,
That's
no.
rough. Well, here's hoping that he'll eventually do Zora, get his mirror, and that will send him back up.
So we need Ether for Turtle Rock, and no one has found a single medallion yet, so that's some interesting information there.
Ooh, okay, yeah. This is bad for Tex at this point. He is taking his book and he's going to go to Desert Palace, but...
Eggplant hat for Mike the V.
Yo, nice. It's a pretty good... It's not progressive, but... Oh, and there's Ether!
There's Ether!
I mean, that's nice to have, but we won't be doing T-Rock for a while.
Yeah.
And by that time, Tex will probably, have all the stuff he needs, so... But yeah, that's... Skipping Spectacle Rock, that's such a high value location in this version.
Yeah. But,
looks like... Oh, wow, nice. It looks like Mike's gonna, he doesn't have the hammer, but he can skip over to the west side, so he can knock out Hera and check Ether Tablet while he's up here.
Yeah, you think that Mike the V has a huge lead right now, but we have so many required items left that could still troll. We don't know what's required for Misery Mire yet. We don't have the Ice Rod. We don't have the hammer. We don't have the Cane of Samaria. So at any minute, this lead could dissolve very quickly just by a routing choice.
The thing is, not having the mirror.
Yeah.
Mirror makes quick of some areas. Like Tex could have gone the back route through Mire, and then mirrored to get into Desert Palace while also grabbing stuff in the Mire area to make that routing a little bit more efficient, as well as getting info on Mire as well, which we'll probably see from Mike when he finishes Hera. So, just those minor seconds, those minor little things that you could save time on. But yeah, I mean, not going to Zora is not... It makes sense. He might be wanting to do like the whole Catfish to Zora routing, save some time there. And, we've seen Zora have absolutely nothing before. And honestly, every time, if I get flippers early, I'm immediately like, well, Zora's got nothing.
Else it wouldn't be this early in the seed. Wouldn't be enough of a troll.
Zora definitely had something with that shovel to get. Oh, there's Bombos. That shovel to get the fire rod, and
Yep.
I'm not a fan of the fire rod. It seems to be the item that haunts my dreams and my races every time. It's like always the last item I get, other than like Bombos, which is in the pedestal. But
Yeah, I was commentating a race last week. It said we both said basically the same thing. Why is it that the fire rod seems to be the item that keeps trolling our runners more than anything else?
you'd think it'd be like the Cane of Samaria, but it's always the fire rod.
Right. Except in this race.
Right.
Although it still may end up trolling Tex. We don't know. Mike the V not getting trolled by the troll dorm.
Yeah, he's
But
still.
I think he does need to go down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tex, what do you? Oh, he doesn't have a fire source.
Yep.
Oh, looks like he's heading to Zora now. Good, good, good. Okay. He will get his shovel. He will get his fire source.
And most importantly, his mirror.
The one thing I'm worried about is when he'll check shovel, and if he gets the fire rod, if that's going to send him back to desert as opposed to heading back. No. Mirror should send him up to Death Mountain.
Yeah.
No doubt.
So Mike not getting the iframes here. He's just going to stand in jail, so to speak, and take care of the floating tiles here.
See, I don't mind Hera Basement. I mean, of course, unless it like has nothing. But I usually like to do the iframes glitch so I can just sit and sip my coffee. Especially with Boots being this early.
And what is in the Hera basement today, boys and girls? It is.
It is.
He's gonna make his way for it.
Oh,
It's
the red boomerang! What a great item. I'm glad
Yay.
Yay. I believe Mike, he did not do Spiral Cave, so now he's going to backtrack and go do that. Better routing saves you one extra trip back up the mountain. So,
Smart choice.
except when you do an entire pendant Hera, and then you backtrack and find Moon Pearl in the Spiral Cave, and you're like, come on, why do you gotta do that to me? It's so mean.
Why you troll?
Why you troll? All right, Tex gonna pick up his fire rod. Oh, nice, and a little shovel dash for you guys. Question is, what's his next move? Please go for the mountain. Please, sir. Do not go back to desert. Good, good, good. All right. Tex is finally on track. Good to see that.
So we know where Ether is. So the question is, well, it's like Mike is reading my mind. What medallion is required for Misery Mire? So we will find out right now.
He's got two of them.
It is Quake.
Yeah, of course. Wait, Quake and Pedestal? Is it going to be off the Richter scale? Dun, dun, dun. Please, 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 please.
And let's see, what are our... We got Thieves Town, Skullwoods, and Eastern Palace. You know, the mirror, or not the mirror, the hammer could be on the pedestal, couldn't it, with those?
What were the three? Eastern,
Skullwoods, and
and-
Thieves Town.
I have never seen a hammer in the pedestal. That'd
I
be
think
amazing.
that's one of the few configurations of dungeons where that could be true.
Yeah, I mean, especially now because they've done Aga and they have the hook shot, so they can wrap around to get the to the west side of the Dark World. So that's highly possible. Ooh, I want that. Or hammer or Quake would be great. Yeah,
Yeah,
and Tex
either
being efficient here, clearing out Hera before heading back and getting his mitts.
Sure.
The question is when he's gonna go and do Dark World Death Mountain.
Big Red Cane could also still be on the pedestal as well.
Right. I like that.
So we've got plenty of pedestal hype still here.
You know, after doing 2 in a row, especially in a tourney race, I want other people to suffer like me and DT had to. It was brutal. Having to do
So,
all dungeons? Are you kidding me?
And Willard, did you also have to do them uphill in winter, both ways?
Back in my day?
That's right. And when you were thankful for it, right?
Oh yeah, totally. Alright, Tech's picking up the useless bombos. It is actually now especially useless since they already have the fire rod, so...
Yep. See if Troll Dorm trolls EODTex while Mike the V is heading up for getting close to Landmalas here.
Yeah, the one thing I love to see is when the game forces you to do a full clear of a dungeon. And not only that, but forces you to do full clears of... How many dungeons are there, technically? There's 7
10.
crystals, 10, yeah.
Well, 11 if you include Ganon's Tower, 12 if you include Aghanim's Tower.
Okay, well, not including those two. The game, in the open seed I did yesterday, the game forced us to full clear 8 dungeons. It was great. It was amazing. It was, my favorite was Flute in the Big Key vanilla chest in Ice Palace, to get to the Mire Shed, which had the bow, to get to bow-locked Big Key and Pod to get the mirror. Like, come on. What is that? Oh, that's horrible.
Are we sure that this was random, or did somebody design this?
It sounds like a Kanzeon scene, which I've never played, but I've heard good, quote-unquote, good things. But yeah, let me shut up for a second, because that Zero Cycle from Mike the V was amazing.
Yeah.
Or I guess, was it a Zero Cycle? It was technically one.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Zero Cycle would be like when Trinex's big head doesn't pop out, or when Argus doesn't do his spin attack with the puffs.
Looks like Mike's heading out to check Checkerboard Cave.
I love seeing Moonpearl here. They already have it, but in other
Yeah.
races, when Moonpearl's in here, it's always a pretty good laugh.
And one of my matches from yesterday, I was in there, and one of the runners, just out of habit, walked into Checkerboard Cave. We saw the Moonpearl, but just on reflex, he walked right back out. I'm like, no, what are you doing?
I'm assuming he went right back in, right?
No, he did. He did.
Okay, good. Yeah, in that open seat I was just talking about, one of the players, I don't know what he was thinking, but he was in the maze in Pod. He bombed the wall to get to the big chest and then left. And just never checked it. he lost like 2 hours because it had the mirror. Let's see. Yo, the single arrow. Is that the single arrow? Is that just chess game single arrow?
Yeah, I think that's just a chest game single arrow.
Because sometimes you can actually pull the one item that you get from chess game in the first chest as opposed to the second one. That's why I was asking.
It's true. It's true.
So, I don't know.
We
We'll
may
find
never
out.
know.
There
There's
it is.
Quake.
There's Quake. Nice. So they just need the Cane of Samaria, and then they can knock out Mire. That doesn't bode well for us pedestal hypers. That's a cult now, I guess.
The cult of the pedestal hype.
The pedestal hypers. Alright, Mike. He does have the needs to check Bumper Cave. Well, to get inside Bumper Cave if required. And he'll probably check King's Tomb if he hasn't already while he's knocking out North of the Graveyard as well. Good routing. Really good routing from Mike the V. Both these players, honestly.
So I know we all want our runners to check the pedestal, but at what point do you check the pedestal?
When you're clearing out Pendant Skull Woods for some reason.
Right, exactly.
Yeah,
exactly
that's
my
unfortunate. Honestly, if you make a trip to Light World, Kakariko, and you have like the boots and the flute and the book, that's usually a good point. But if you never have to make a trip back to Light World Kakariko, then never. You're never
exactly.
going to.
Until you're searching for that one last item.
Mm-hmm. And then you just say, whatever, I'm just going to blind pull. Like a madman. All right, Tech's picking up his eggplant shirt and hat. Let's see what we got in here. 10 arrows. Lovely. Tex picking up his Ether Medallion, which he will need for T-Rock. I don't think he's checked to see what's required for T-Rock yet, but he'll be pleasantly surprised to see that he has what it takes to get in T-Rock, but not to complete it.
We need one more rod for that. The one item that can be pretty much anywhere. The ice rod.
The inanimate carbon rod?
Inanimate carbon rod.
I like this routing. Checking the witch's hut. Whilst you're over here, he'll probably make... Obviously, he's heading over to Catfish, so...
Yep.
Catfish having Cane would be nice. I'm picking up a blue potion. Not a bad idea.
Why
So
not?
you do have half magic, but their hearts really aren't that... They don't have that many hearts. They're still in their first row of hearts. So.
Still a lot of game left to be played, but you do make a valid point.
Catfish. Let's see what he has. Catfish is pretty high value, in my opinion. It's a good place to check.
Yeah, I think Catfish is undervalued for its potential.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people skip it. That's gotta be Kane!
Wow. High value, guys. VALUE. Value. Good stuff. Good stuff from Catfish. So that means that Meyer can be completed at this point. But it looks like... I don't know what Mike's going to do now. Still looking for that hammer, so hammer at pedestal still looking pretty good.
Yep, hammer and ice rod.
Oh, looks like Mike's going to be making a trip into Skull Woods. Not a bad idea at this point. There's 2 items in there, and then he'll probably check that pedestal while he's... I think he's doing this because he wants to check the pedestal, but he wants to do it efficiently.
Right. Well, at this point, I mean, you're 47 minutes in, and
No hammer?
no hammer. So, and not only is it no hammer, you have one of those very rare pendant dungeon configurations where the hammer could, in fact, be on the pedestal. So, I don't know if that's his thought process, but if he is, he's certainly better at writing this game than I am. It's easy to sit here and analyze when you're doing the commentary, but when you're sitting there playing the game, that's a different story altogether.
Yeah, thinking on the fly, making quick decisions. It's stressful, but it's fun.
Yep.
And Tex going back and finally finishing off Landmole. Now that he has that fire source. Didn't get the 1 cycle. He missed 1 fire rod, but still very good.
Skullwood's not quite yielding anything good.
Hasn't
yet.
seen any items yet. Yeah, this is why I picked this up from another player. If you have the fire rod, I like to go straight to Mothula and then work my way backwards, checking items. Because it's all about Mothula and checking the pedestal, right? Like that's what we're looking for, right? There's item
one
number
item.
1. Yeah. Not excited to see that.
Not very promising.
The nice thing about, I think Skull being a pendant is nice because it's actually a really quick dungeon, especially if you have the means to defeat Mothula quickly, like Butter Sword. So I'd say it takes about as long as like one of the Light World dungeons, if not less.
Mike's gonna go the long way and check. He's gonna full clear swamp or Skullwoods here.
I believe he already got both of the small keys, so this could either be compass or the last item.
It could be the lamp.
Nice. So he is on board with this whole pedestal required. And I don't blame him.
Nope. It's you want to call it a gamble, but it's not really that big of a gamble considering how quick you can go through Skullwoods.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
We'll find out. Definitely going to be some. I don't know. The Mike the V might troll us. He might not check the pedestal after this, but I can't imagine that he wouldn't.
Check. He's got all the means to. I want it to be magic powder, actually. See, this is what I love. This is what I just learned. I think it was rewatching my race with DT, and Scudge was talking about doing the poke dashing, which actually makes it so that you can do damage to Mothula without hitting him into the spikes. And it's very, very effective. As we just saw there, he did, 2-3 poke dashes and then a single slash. Real quick fight. Really
I'm going to have to learn that one.
It's nice.
So it's one of the best reasons to watch this is to steal techniques.
Exactly.
All right. Pedestal hype, boys and girls.
What do we got? Oh, come on. Oh, wow.
And the pedestal hype is deflated completely.
So interesting. Where the heck is that hammer? So hammer is going to be what? First chest in Swamp Palace?
Yeah, that's a good troll.
4 chests. I would love to see it be in like the bombable floor room in Thieves Town. That'd be awesome. We could even get the trolliest of seeds and have it be deep in Ice Palace. Like that is that is worse. Oh, is that a mechanical keyboard?
It is a mechanical keyboard.
Yo, if you guys like mechanical keyboards, can I get some Craigasms in chat?
One of the reasons I bought it for gaming, but then I started doing work on it and realized I can type like 20% faster on it.
There you go.
Mike the V gonna drop into Steve's Town here. Green pendant. I can understand that.
There's one item, a red potion. Yeah, it depends on if he can find the other 3 items, then he doesn't have to worry about coming back here once he finds the hammer to check the last item. But yeah, that's not fun. And we see Tex using the hook shot. You can do a little, you hook and then you dash. And then Chess says, yeah, I'll join you anyway, whatever. I'm confused, I'll just come with. Let's see what pays off for these players. Tex finding all the heart containers, though. Now, it looks like Mike's gonna check the 4 chests and then bail. Yep. Not a bad idea, and it is a pendant dungeon. But at the same time, there's still a few more chests. I think we only got 2 items from that dungeon out of the 4. But yeah, when you got other overworld stuff you can check, you don't want to waste too much time on a pendant dungeon. And he already wasted time doing Skull Woods. Though, I'm sure he's not so much happy to get the lamp, but maybe slightly relieved. I'm sure he knows both these players know dark rooms, but it's just one less thing you have to stress over.
Yeah, and interesting that he, I know you're talking about, not doing pendant dungeons, but that was the green pendant dungeon, Thieves Town.
Oh, here we go. We haven't been to Hype Cave yet. Let's get some hype.
Nope. Hype for the Hype Cave?
Please be hype. This is a good place for the hammer.
Indeed.
There it is. Just like that. Hammer and Hype Cave. What are the odds? See, this is why I always like to do my little tour around Dark World before I commit to too many dungeons. Especially before I commit to Thieves. But with hammer in hand, it's just the ice rod now, guys. We got to find that pesky ice rod.
Now, we look at the routing though. Mike the V is probably going to be right behind Tex here with the finding the hammer, because Hype Cave is normally on this route. But I don't know that Tex is going to feel the need to go into Skull Woods like Mike the V did. So. This race just got a whole lot closer.
I'm curious to see how well both these players do perform in dark rooms. We won't be able to see that with Mike, but those dark rooms are pretty pesky. Mostly that first one in Dark Mire.
I
would know. What do we got? And a herpes. Yeah.
A little bit of love.
All right, guys. Where do you want Ice Rod to be? I want it to be in T-Rock, because That'd be funny.
No, that'd be
want-
about the. I was saying
I
that would be
want-
about the closest we could get to a pedestal required seed, because nobody's going to go into Turtle Rock without the ice rod unless it's the absolute last thing that's left.
I want
Mimic Cave, says the chat. Oh,
I want Powder to be in T-Rock, and then Powder has the ice rod. Batcave with the ice rod. So mean.
yeah, it's been a while since I've seen a required item at the Batman, so I could get on board with that.
I think I did a race recently where Batcave had mitts, so and I've been burned before by Batcave having the hammer. So all right, Tex making his way into Swamp. We still have a ton of chests, guys. Ice Rod's gonna be somewhere around here, I'm sure.
Yeah, 6 items in this dungeon, so
Yeah, this would be the best dungeon to check for efficiency.
you got to think that that's exactly where Mike the V is going to head as well after this.
Mm-hmm. Did he turn in his did he bring the purple chest with him? I think he just realized he left his purple chest and now it's gone.
Yeah, because he boarded. Luckily, we know that there wasn't much in the chest. But the question is,
but he's gonna be wondering, did I just royally mess up?
Right.
But that's fine because you can just run over, check bombos, and then fly back and get the purple chest if Swamp Palace does not hold what he needs.
All right, so both of our runners, as we thought, decided to go ahead and clear out Swamp Palace because efficiency has been kind of your theme so far, Willard. Definitely efficient with the number of items that are in here. We'll see. I've seen runners do this in 2 different ways. Some will go ahead and clear the entire dungeon, including the left side. Others, if they get the big key, or others will skip, because the big key, you don't need the big key in this dungeon, but others will skip the left side and just count their items and only go and do the left side if if they don't get all 6 items through Argus.
Yeah, I kind of came up with an efficient way of doing it. If I get the big key like before I get to the big chest area, like if it's behind that bomb wall or just south where the player's got the single arrow, then I'll go ahead and do left side, because the only reason I skip to do like the Argus is in case Argus has the big key. Then I can go back and check the left side after I go and check the big chest. So it works. I still hate it. This is one of my least favorite dungeons, in my opinion, just because there was like 3 races in a row where I decided to do Eastern Pod Duo instead of doing Swamp, and then Swamp ended up having the one item that I was looking for. I'm like, are you kidding me? And both times, or like 2 of the times, it was Pendant Swamp, and both times they had the Titan Mitts in them. I'm like, why? Why is this a thing? Why? What are the odds? So Swamp Palace is the new Ice Palace for me. Oh, and we get to see a little bit of divergence with Mike going straight to Argus as opposed to hitting up the left side. I mean, we haven't seen either of the dungeon items. We haven't seen any of the dungeon items, all 3 of them. So the worst thing is doing the left side and getting both the map and the compass for your troubles. Right. More like Dome Palace. Yeah, you're right.
Well, there's one of the non-dungeon items, so you gotta think then that means Mike the V will re-enter.
Oh, and there's the other one.
Unless, of course, he finds the ice rod on Argus, then he'll be in go mode and he won't care.
Is he gonna? Nope. He's set on killing Argus. Sometimes players will backtrack. They'll go up that glitch stairs and then go back down and then go up again. Because you're never gonna keep him down. But it looks like he's just gonna Argus with the ice rod. Sure. Let's go knock him out anyway. It's not a bad play. And who knows? Do you think he would go back and check?
I mean, if he's still looking for the ice rod, if he's not in go mode.
But he's up game 1. He can take risks.
True. That's true.
That's kind of the perk of winning the first round, is you can take some stupid gambles. I'm sure he will go back in, but
Maybe not immediately.
oh, nice! And we got that quick kill on first phase. See, that looks so good when you can do it. It looks really hard though.
Yeah. Having to finagle 3 buttons at once, turning your hand into, T-Rex claw.
Was that hookshot intentional? It looked like a setup.
Not sure, but
It looked like
damn.
he's counting frames, counting cards. He knows exactly what he needs to do to line up that shot with the silver arrow. That was beautiful.
I wish I was that good at this game.
You gotta learn. You gotta practice. Mike is a machine. Isn't there a band called Mike and the Mechanics?
There was a band called Mike and the Mechanics.
Yeah,
Living
one of the
Years,
members
I
was from
believe.
Genesis.
Yep.
Whom I'm a big fan of. So, all right, Tex is gonna go back and see what's in the big chest, and then he's gonna go right back.
Oh,
and it's
man.
just a red. Man,
I was hoping for some ice rod hype.
I was hoping for something. Ice rod, I guess, would be fun, but
That's the only that or the powder. You're the item that you really want here.
I want the powder.
Look, Willard. The first step is admitting that you have a problem.
Look, okay, I'll just stick to my coffee. All right. No one else has to know. Don't tell anyone. Chat, this is our seat. Don't tell anyone, okay?
Just between us and a couple thousand friends, right?
Super cash.
That's right.
We're playing some Smash Bros. Losers out. You just pass the controller to one of the other thousands of people.
Sure.
Whatever.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we've just passed the hour mark here, and our runners are pretty close. Mike V has the advantage here, though, because he has found Canis Samaria at their catfish. But I'd like to remind you guys at this time, please follow our runners, EODTex and Mike the V here on Twitch. Follow Speed Gaming and Speed Gaming 2. There's a lot more Link to the Past Randomizer tournament coming your way this weekend. At the conclusion of this match, we'll read out the schedule to you, but it got packed real fast.
Mm-hmm.
So
I believe the 27th is the deadline for this current round.
Yep.
So people got to get their races in. We've been getting a lot of game 3s too, so got to make some room for those as well. Now, these players are both pretty much neck and neck, so to speak, with items. As long as Tex eventually makes his way up to Catfish, which is kind of out of the way, because Mike did it when he dropped off his mushroom to make it the most efficient. So we'll see. We shall see.
yes, interesting.
Mike picking up his heart piece.
Tex looks like he's heading to pod. We'll see his dark room strats.
Yeah, I'd like to see that. I mean, having the fire rod does help, but nothing helps for the dark maze.
No.
I'm curious to see if he's gonna, check the top chest and then hammer jump to check the big chest and or the last chest.
Yeah, even I can do the basement dark, but no, not the Maze of Darkness. Oh, nay, nay. So significant route diversion here. Mike the V heading on into Mire.
Interesting choice right now. 5 items to 2.
Exactly. But I mean, he was right there, so
who knows? Maybe Vitreous has got the rod, the ice rod. Who knows? That's the best part. Nobody knows.
right.
So we're just sitting here waiting.
Nobody knows.
Sing it. For some reason, I just imagine Eeyore singing that.
Thanks for noticing me.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody ever does.
Poor Eeyore. Such a good boy. He just wants to build a house, but the butterfly keeps on destroying it. Poor guy. Alrighty, and let's see what we got in these dungeons. Oh. There's the power glove. Which means that the intended route was to do Aga Tower and then go pick up the gloves instead of going and getting the flute. So we want progressive gloves.
No.
They're the best. And the thing is, like, at least for Mike the V, he's looking for that ice rod so he can just boss rush these lousy dungeons.
Yeah.
Especially, well, pod more often than not, just because the big key can be in a lot of places. You usually end up doing a full clear of it anyway. Sometimes I like to gamble on it, because a lot of times it's in the back area. So if I get a small key on that little bridge, I'll just keep going north, and then I'll go clear out the back area. Of course, I usually end up not having enough keys, so I am forced to do a hammer jump to lock myself into the maze. Of course, I wouldn't do that without the lamp, but it's something to think about. Sometimes it pays off, sometimes it don't.
And the longer this goes on, the more I'm thinking, well, Ice Rod may be in its most fitting location. Ice Palace.
It's pretty fitting. I'm surprised it's not in there originally. It's just in a random cave outside of Ice Palace. Like, it would make sense to... I mean, a blue tunic's nice. A good reward at that stage in the game. Because green tunic cold stare is butt awful.
It's true. Alright, so Tex... We may or may not see his items. Okay, yep, there's a
hold on.
Key.
Chat saying, did we miss Ice Rod? Oh my gosh.
How did we miss Ice Rod?
Oh my gosh, guys, I'm so sorry. Was it in the compass? The rumpus room?
Big key, apparently. Well, ladies and gentlemen...
Oh, the big key vanilla chest. Oh wow, what a place for it.
Mike the V has activated Go Mode. And
Guys, I'm sorry.
Phantom Ryu and Willard J. Bradley, you're fired. That was a huge mistake.
You fired. All right, well, we need to get some new commentators in here. I'm just gonna pick randomly from chat, just because, you know, why not? They clearly they can do it better than us. So. But no, that's amazing. Wow, Ice Rod in Meyer. So, yeah, interesting. That ended up working out for Mike. Good call.
Good on him, yeah.
Yeah. All right, it looks like Tex is going to go for the full Dark Maze experience. Not a fan, personally. All that work just for a compass. So yeah, now Mike will be able to go mode Ice Palace, which is the best dungeon to go mode in.
Absolutely.
Pod should be pretty easy.
Yeah, where was the big key in Pod? Because that's
It was in that first turtle
trolley
room on the right, in the back area. So past the calling bridge. So it's a pretty good place for it. Pretty friendly place for it, honestly.
Mike the V in Go Mode. So the Tex is going to have to ride around to Catfish and then do Misery Mire, which are the...
Oh! He's got a fairy in bottle, but that's unfortunate to see. That damage boosting not working out.
So the Tex is going to have to basically cross the entire length of Hyrule.
Mm-hmm. Well, hopefully after he finishes this, it'll take him up to Catfish to get his cane, and then that will send him to Mire. But yeah, he's not going to be getting that lantern anytime soon. So yeah, despite Mike doing, you know, all of Pendant Swamp and the beginning of Pendant Thieves Town, that early game routing has definitely helped him out a ton, especially getting the Titan Mitts early and doing a full clear of Death Mountain conveniently. So
So, yep, Mike the V, gonna go ahead and head into pod. And
Nice.
this is looking things are looking a little bleak for EODTex at this time. As
Mm-hmm.
I always hold out hope. I mean, we have seen strange things happen. You know, you've got the left and right decision in Ganon's tower. You know, last night Pika-Pals fell to Ganon, I think twice.
Yeah,
in
and
the same
then
run.
he kept it close.
Yeah.
I remember seeing that. That really comes down to what Tex does after this. I feel like Catfish is an easy one to forget.
And it's one that a lot of people save till last, because unless you do it on a route with Zora, it's
Mhm.
out of the way from everything.
Yeah.
So it's one of those you say, God, it's going to take so much time for me to get up there, and the odds of it having what I need,
Alright, looks like Mike is gonna go for the right side routing, unless he's just grabbing another key. Nope, right side routing. That's fine. He's not gonna find anything, but
Tex going back into pod.
did he miss the vanilla? Yeah, he didn't
Yeah.
check the vanilla big chest. Who knows? We might see the magic powder right here. Just missing that bomb drop.
Willard is not going to be happy until we find the magic powder today.
It better be somewhere. I want to
Diesel,
see
get-
that magic powder on my desk in the next 15 minutes, or I'm out of here. Ah! Ah! Oh no, this is not good for Tex.
We're just heading back to
He might
Kakariko.
he might be checking the pedestal, or heading into Skull, or heading into Thieves.
That's true.
Yeah.
You make a good point, because Tex has not yet checked the pedestal. Mike the V has.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh. Nope. Looks like he's going to do north Dark World routing here, because I don't think he's checked Bumper Cave, etc. No, where are you going, Tex? I was going back into... Wait, he didn't go... Did he go into Steve's Town?
No, I think he just opened
No.
it.
Okay.
So he might just check the first 4 chests, then bail. But we'll see. But yeah, that ice rod, or not the ice rod, the catfish it's such an easy one to forget if you don't think about it, if you don't route it in initially. Because now it's kind of on the same level as Spike Cave. Like, it's kind of out of the way, so checking it doesn't seem like the most efficient thing to do when you can check 4 chests in Thieves Town. Yeah, he could clear all of it and get that green
Yeah.
pendant.
I was about to say, yeah, he could be hoping for Sahasrahla. Fortunately, we know that is not the right answer.
Looks like that's what he's doing.
Yep. You can't. I mean,
Yeah.
it's not a bad call. I mean,
No, it's not at all. And it's just the difference of, like, okay, efficiency, or because that's the thing with this version, is that some locations have higher value than others, and Catfish is just one of those locations that has high value.
right.
So you got to kind of have a different mindset when you go into these games than you would playing the normal, like the current logic. But yeah, at the same time, it's like, well, I'd rather go do the more efficient thing as opposed to checking a single item. So it's not a bad choice.
No, not at all.
It's just not the right choice. And that's Rando for you in a nutshell.
So with silver arrows, Helmaser King is, well, and Butter Sword Helmsir King is pretty much no threat. So it'll be a very fast clear of Ice Palace for Mike the V, then on to Turtle Rock. EODTex has got to decide to get up to Catfish. So we know where Ice Rod is. We know Misery Mire is definitely in his path. He's gonna have to clear it anyway. But yeah. Again, no real mistakes from EODTex right now. Just a matter of routing choices and the distribution of items really being the entire difference so far in this game. Mike the V heading off. It is Ice Palace time. Be a very short dungeon. What would be heartbreaking is if Tex decides to run into Ice Palace and do a full clear.
Mm-hmm. There's discussion about potential exploration glitch that Tex might have like initiated. I mean, I've accidentally like saved and quit whilst jumping off of a ledge in a tourney race before, but then just not even thinking about it because you do it instinctively. Or just for goofs. And as long as you don't like do the full thing, I don't think there's no issue.
Agreed. There's if you get no benefit from it, because sometimes, yeah, like you said, it's easy to trigger it without thinking about it. I saw one runner gets stuck on a ledge, and you could then from there clip out of that ledge. But
like I think it happened to Rick in his race. He was running up to do catfish, and he got bunched by one of those little squiggly worm dudes.
Yeah.
Right in front of the hut, and it knocked him up on the ledge. Like it hit him into the diagonal wall, and it put him up there. And he was like, "Oh," you just hop down and keep going. I mean, I think there's some lax on the rules for rando because sometimes those things just happen. As long as it doesn't give them as long as they don't take advantage of it. It's like Andy clipping out of the wall in Agate 2. There's no advantage to it. It doesn't hurt anybody. We had someone in a race yesterday, I'm not going to name names, but he clipped into the wall. He did a wall clip to get into mire. Because we were like, wait, how do you have the bow when you needed to clear Ice Palace to get the flute, to get the, he had something he shouldn't have. And we were all like, wait, what? How do you do that? Now that, of course, is cheating. But he should be fine. But thank you for showing interest in making sure everyone's playing fairly. We're good. I think we're good. So, oh no, it looks like Tex is gonna hit up the pedestal, hoping for Canis Mario or Ice Rod, and gonna be severely disappointed.
He's gonna be crushed.
Yeah, that kind of seals it for you if you think about it. The question is, when is he gonna? Has he done the North Dark World section of oh well, he's leaving he might be going back to the other portal, but
yeah, I don't think he has. But
that could easily send someone over to Catfish because that's the route that Mike the V actually did.
Yep.
I think it was after he finished Skull. Yeah, really nice cold stare from Mike. It's when he got the butter sword, it's super easy. The freest of bosses.
Mike V is going to be heading on up to Turtle Rock, and if you're EODTex at this time, and looks like he may be headed to Catfish now, but if you're EODTex at this time, I don't know if you're yet in panic mode. It's an hour 19.
Right, it's still pretty early.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, I see what they're talking about. It's the bonk. It's in that one room with like the bumper in the middle, and there's like the switch in pod. That bonk to get onto that layer is totally allowed. Everybody does it. Yeah, that one's completely fine. Before the hammer jump, the room before that, You know, sometimes if
Oh.
you do the bow locked route, then you hop down and you go left, and then you bonk the side of the stairs to get back onto the little bridge.
Oh yeah,
you can hit the
yeah.
switch.
Even a
Yeah.
scrub like me uses that bonk. Yeah.
Right. Well, I guess everyone's banned then.
That's right. Yeah, we're all banned.
We're all banned.
Tournament over. Everybody go home.
Tournament is fake. Alright, let's see how friendly of a T-Rock we're gonna have. Yeah, hopefully. It looks like Tex is on his way over to Catfish, but once he gets that cane, he's gonna be thinking, darn,
Yeah.
I done goofed.
Yeah, at that point, he's gonna get a lump in his throat, and yeah.
Well, Tampa, you're more than welcome to take it up with one of the tournament organizers.
Yep.
But I think we should move on from this discussion. Let's talk about the game. This is going on a little too long. So, yeah, it looks like Tex is heading over to Catfish, which is beautiful. He's going to get his cane, and then he's going to head straight to Mire, where he's going to find his ice rod. Unfortunately, it is more than likely a little too late.
No, almost certainly. He's 2 1/4 dungeons behind by the time he gets to his next dungeon at the fastest, so yeah.
She's the fastest. And they're off. Alright. Gotta just throw in a random Simpsons reference when I can. Yep, Tex picking up his Canis Maria. He's gonna be bummed. Because that is a very easy spot for it to be in.
Why didn't I check this half an hour ago?
Mm-hmm. Why didn't I check this when I finished pod? We're gonna see what Sahasrara holds. Maybe he has the powder. He's got the stuff, guys. Or maybe it's gonna be a red rupee or bombs or something.
I hope he has the powder. Just
Please.
make you happy.
Ah!
No.
My hopes and dreams are shattered again.
It's okay, Willard. We're all here for you.
Hold me. Only if you hold me.
That's right. All right, so at least Tex will not be attempting to do a. No, he will be attempting to do a full clear of Ice Palace. Darn it, he is not in go mode yet. He's going to ice before Mire.
I mean, once again, it's 3 items to 2. It's the more efficient dungeon, as opposed to chess. Now, as for time it takes to full clear this versus full clearing Mire and efficiency, it's debatable. But yeah, unfortunate. Stupid Ice Rod. Ice Rod is the worst. Or the Fire Rod. Yeah. Mostly Fire Rod.
Yeah, usually the Fire Rod, but yeah, I've been surprised that Ice Rod is not in more trolley locations, because of all the items in the game, it can be in the most places the most often. But
Mike is still looking for one more key. It does look like he's not going to take a gamble on Laser Bridge and going to go ahead and check the big chest. Not a bad play. Except when it's a bad play.
What do you think he's searching for at this time? I mean, at this point in the game, maybe he was hoping for an extra key so he doesn't have to go into Laser Room.
Yeah, that's exactly what I just said.
Yeah.
Phantom.
I'm sorry.
Were you paying attention? Put down the Mountain Dew and listen.
Yeah. Hey, at my age, we tend to forget stuff.
What are you, like 50?
No, not quite.
I'm kidding. I don't actually want to know your age. And Tex is gonna skip the. Well, he has the cane, so he doesn't. He doesn't necessarily need to do the Ice Palace bomb jump.
Bomb jump. Yeah.
I still think it's faster to go ahead and do it and just walk your butt all the way up. It also depends on if you get a small key from the freezors or what. It really just comes down to that small key placement.
No, but I agree. I think the bomb jump saves time regardless.
Oh, Mike picking up the small key from the first chest, it looked like. The most efficient. Oh, nice. And we got, I love that little cane dash. It looks so good.
It really does. That's probably the most swag thing in the game right there.
I stopped trying because if you even see me doing like the peg room in a Dark World, sometimes it takes me a few attempts to get my hammer dash going. It's my controller, guys. It's not me. I'm not making an excuse. It's my controller and my lack of console. I like that, Mike pulling on the spike. I had never seen that before.
Neither have I. Is it a layer issue with the explosion making it?
Ooh, beautiful.
Yeah,
that's what I was thinking, because it's like the spikes in Mothula, or at Mothula, or the spikes at Pod or Helmasaur, how they become inactive once you beat them.
Man, I think that's about as perfect as you can do the Trinex fight there from Mike the V.
Yeah, I love that. The spin and then the poke to finish him off, it looked like. Very good. Very good Trinex. Nice, do no damage during explosions. There it is.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, you know the drill.
That funny part of the race where everybody throws numbers in chat,
Yeah,
and then we don't even count them. Well, you can count them. I don't count them.
There are 22 chests here in Ganon's Tower.
22. 21 in a lamp. Do we count bonk item if they don't pick it up, or only if they pick it up, or regardless?
All right, yep. And as somebody in the chat has been watching me commentate before, I am going to continue to pick number 13 until 13 comes up. And apparently I have somebody in the chat who's memorized pi up to about 10 places. I don't know how that helps you out in day-to-day life, but kudos, I guess.
Oh, rip Bob. Bob is dead, as it should be.
But Bob, I hardly knew ye.
I didn't want to know him. He never texted me back. He's a jerk.
He never answers my calls. But we're destined to be together.
So
he just doesn't know it yet.
I'm gonna let you finish. You didn't check the two. Oh well, there it is. Okay, cool. So chess item whatever number 4. Number 4. Who picked 4? Yeah. Anyone pick 4?
Actually, wasn't that?
Did you do the 2 chests on the right?
I don't remember.
I don't think you did.
I think it was.
Which was an interesting routing, just going straight left. But there you have it, guys. Like the V for you.
Yep.
What a guy. He just knows. Oh, that was beautiful.
He's a machine.
Beautiful, even with the bonk, that was beautiful. Alright, well, I am excited to see the rest of Mike's gauntlet. Ooh, see, that's nice. That's a nice one.
Yeah, swag
learn
dash
that timing
right there. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Was it a swag dash or was it a normal dash?
I mean, it was a normal dash, but it was done under swag conditions.
Oh, okay. Do you have these conditions written down so I can learn?
Well, it's just like, all of our
to be like Phantom Ryu.
Why we're not disqualifying people, right?
Right. Yeah, we got to have all that info out in the open.
Yes.
Full transparency.
That's why you guys hired me. You needed an attorney.
There it is.
Tech's not quite getting the quick kill on Cold Stare, but he's got Butter Sword and Red Mail, so
not even a big deal.
And the blue mail drops from Cold Stare. I didn't notice that earlier.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah.
What a game.
Oh, Mike missing
not
with
a
the
good
silver
pattern.
arrows.
He'll get a second chance, though. Oop! 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 Oop!
Yeah, this is the point where you just say, all right, forget it. Oh, no. He says,
he's
I will not
convinced.
give up.
Yeah, the amount of lag that game creates is ridiculous when you use the silver arrows. Sometimes it's better just to hit them with fire rod, especially butter and fire rod is an easy combo. Also, if you kill some time by picking up the bunny beam or turning it into a fairy, you can actually get those two guys. It makes them so they spawn at the same time, and then you can get a spin attack with the butter. Kill them real quick. So you got options, and that's the best part. Everyone has their own way of doing things. Now, Mike does not have a fairy. He does have some potions, but he's gotta watch out. I'm sure he'll be perfectly fine, but
yeah,
stranger things have happened.
It is true. You never know.
Oh, and we are going to see Dark Mire from Tex.
Oh, that's right. God bless him.
And by we will see it, we won't see it. We'll experience it.
Right.
We'll see a shining light and some fireballs, but that's about it.
As people would say where I'm from, oh bless his heart.
Oh bless his heart. It's a little demeaning, isn't it?
It depends.
It depends on context.
It completely depends on context. And Mike the V, Dairy Queen alert.
It's okay, that meme's dead. We can move on. But will he swaggin' him, though? Probably not. At this point, swaggin' him is more of an Aga 1 thing, not really an Aga 2 thing. Alright, Phantom, are you ready to get hyped for when Tex finds the Ice Rod to make up for our lack of hype previously?
Yeah, we'll do some substitute hype here. It's fine.
Alright, we got a 2, we got a 1, we got a 1. Not the best Aga 2. Okay, so 2, 1, 1, 2. Wait a minute.
No. Even if you're right, that would be 1 + 1 + 2 + 1, not 1 + 2 + 1 + 1.
Isn't that a Rush album?
Clue, man. Clue.
Alrighty. I think Tex is 1 room away from his Ice Rod. Mike is 1 fall away from fighting Ganon.
Yep, and with Butter Sword and Silver Arrows, probably not going to be...
Just kidding. I was wrong. I forgot it was at the vanilla big chest, or big key chest. Excuse me.
It's so unforgivable. We're both fired. Again.
So that means I'm unfired, right? Is that how it works?
That's right. 2 negatives make a positive, right? That's math.
Oh, we take those. Alright, and with Butter and Silver, this is the easiest of fights. He's got 3.5 hearts, but that's probably all he's gonna need.
Yeah. At this point. Yes, he did find the arrows in the light world. These arrows, right here.
You mean these? Oh, nice. Is he gonna
go
for the double?
Ice Rod! EODTex is in go mode!
Hell! Nah, can't make up for that loss.
No,
and there it is,
can't.
the quickest of cannons. GG to Mike the V, viewer, Mike the viewer. Finishing up with a time of 1:33:59. Beautiful work. Sub 135. That's really good.
Yeah, very good.
Or barely sub 134. I mean, it's remarkable. So there's a reason why he's the number 2 seed in the tournaments.
That's right.
You commentated his race yesterday, right?
I did.
Did he do an interview or no?
No.
No, he does an interview.
I don't think he does, but maybe you have a little more stroke than I do. So maybe he might do it for you.
For me?
If you will. Yeah, because it's you. Because everyone loves you, Will.
That's debatable. There's some people that do not like me, and I'm okay with that.
Might be some X's, I got it, but, barring that...
Wow. What a quick one. Very quick race. We had our highs, we had some lows. We got Tex doing his Dark Mire. Let's see how it goes. And wow, very
Pretty
quick.
well.
That's very nice.
Impressive. Most impressive.
Very good. And the rest of this is pretty easy as long as you don't mirror out.
Yeah. But yeah, I just completely lost my train of thought when you brought up mirroring out. It's not that we had anybody do that or anything, right?
No one would be caught dead mirroring out of Dark Mire. That'd be silly. I'm looking for that. I'm still looking for that powder though. You'd think after he full cleared more dungeons, he'd find it somewhere.
So this was not a terribly trolly seed. But it just goes to show you the power that single decisions can have in the randomizer.
Yeah. And what were some of the troll? The trolliest thing was butter from Armos to do Aga to get the boots to get the flute.
Yeah.
But that's not even that trolly because like he could have gave you just the cape and said, "All right, go do Aga, have fun." But he gave you the butter sword. It's a very big difference between them.
All right, well, while we wait up here, let me just go ahead and remind everybody first, follow these runners here on Twitch. Follow Speed Gaming, follow Speed Gaming 2. Shout outs to Dark Wolf Insanity for running the tracker for us this race. Shout outs to Beazle for running the stream. The man is inhuman. But let me also remind everybody what else we have coming up tonight here on Speed Gaming. At 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern, we will have Game 1 of Unos versus Alucard 2004. Then on Speed Gaming 2 at 9 o'clock p.m. Eastern, we will have Fred, a.k.a. F. Coughlin, against Andy, not that one, AND4H on Speed Gaming 2. Then at 11 o'clock tonight, we will have the OK Guy versus New Life 88. Then tomorrow at noon, we will have Evil Ash versus JC87, as well as Wolfie 83 versus Sean Cass. And then at 9 o'clock tomorrow night, we'll have Leodox versus ACMLM. And that's just today and tomorrow. There are more races on Sunday. I'm running out of breath right here, listing out that schedule.
That's a lot of races for one weekend. Yeah. Oh boy. And yeah, amongst those that you listed, we do have some Game 2s. I believe OK Guy and New Life. That is their Game 2, as well as Wolfie and Sean Cass.
You are correct, sir.
Everyone else is Game 1s, but still, very hyped, very excited to see a lot of big players competing. So, and who knows who's going to win? And then let's talk about Sunday. No, let's not talk about Sunday.
Sunday
night, Game 3, Willard versus DT. Just want to hype up my own race.
Who is that jackwagon? Willard? I don't know. God.
What a guy. Get him out of here.
What a joke.
You fired.
You're fired.
But it looks like despite losing, Tex is electing to go ahead and finish, which I think is good to see. There's nothing else coming up. Well, I don't know if there's anything A Link to the Past coming up on this channel soon. You said that the 2 games later are on Speed Gaming 2, so I'm assuming there are stuff going on.
Yep, absolutely.
But, you're already up here. You might as well finish the game. We don't like to see forfeits. We don't like to see good players forfeit.
It's a matter of pride, man. Not only is it a matter of pride, but I mean it's those precious SRL points.
Oh, I know, right?
You can't afford to lose those. Those are more precious than gold.
I know, right? Who cares about tourney races? You gotta get them SRL points. Speaking of SRL points, I better see a lot of people in the weekly tomorrow at 3 p.m. Eastern, noon Pacific. We did not break any records last weekend. I believe we had a tourney race going on at the same time. but our current record, I think, is 76 people in a single race. So talk about SRL points. If you want to get some free points, come on out. Even people that forfeit sometimes gets points. So
Yeah.
What are points anyway?
That happened to me once. I forfeited and I still gained points. I said, "How does this work?"
It doesn't matter. Oh wow, we see a total of 144 locations for Mike. That's really good. It's pretty good. Good stuff. I haven't asked Mike if he wants to do an interview at this point. I'm going to. So we'll just keep talking about Tex.
Because everyone loves to hear our dulcet tones.
What's the opposite of dulcet?
What's a good word for high-pitched or screeching? Yeah, there we go. Dulcet, kind of velvety, relaxing, kind of. If you think dulcet, think kind of ASMR.
Now I'm thinking pirate. ASMR.
Arr! Okay.
I don't know. I think you're talking more about yourself, not so much me. I don't know. What do you? Well, I don't want chat to talk about us. It's not about us. It's about Tex. It's about these racers. It's about this tournament. But yeah, I just interesting that I guess they didn't get the big key yet.
Yeah, the big key's in the mobile location.
Early routing is what definitely caused Tex a lot of time. Not grabbing the Titan bits from Spectacle Cave sooner caused him to end up having to do Death Mountain more than once. So that was all, and then not checking Zora as soon as he got the flippers. Which, it's a choice, and it wasn't a bad choice. It was just the wrong one. Which
I think
all the time.
You'd say it was probably a mistake not checking Spectacle Rock Cave while he was up there. It was not. Mm-hmm. It would not have been much of a time loss, and he was already there checking caves as it was. But so that I think you could count as a mistake. But the not going to Zora immediately, I don't know that was necessarily as EODTex is doing Ring Around the Rosie here with the bunny team. He's going to have a little bit of fun for us right now.
It. Wait, what did I do? I didn't do nothing.
I don't know. I didn't do anything.
Mike's Aga Blunt. I'm not touching the tracker.
No, neither am I.
Wouldn't me. If I do, I like to turn on the bug net, even if they don't have it. Because I remember one time I was tracking a race and everyone was yelling at me because someone had a bug net and I didn't label it. I'm like, it's not even a required item technically. Yeah. Calm down. It's just, oh, you didn't mark blue boomerang. I'm like, okay, I'll get on it when I feel like. then I don't turn it on intentionally. All right, I want to see this. Let's see how. This one's actually of the dark rooms. This one is.
This one is just all about just 100% memorization. As long as you got the pattern down, But you can. It doesn't mean that it can't be screwed up. But
yeah, it's usually the intro. That's the beginning of it that's easy to screw up because you gotta hit right almost immediately.
Yep.
Okay, I was a little worried because it looked like he hit the switch a few times, but looks like he got it. Guys, the bug net is a stupid item. Sorry. Not sorry.
I would agree with you, Will, if it weren't for the fact that it can deflect Aghanim's fireballs. That
it should also deflect his fireballs. A boomerang, so you can just throw a blue boomerang or the red boomerang at him. Be like, nah, take it back. I don't want it. Or if only you had the Ocarina of Time bottle action where you swing the bottle.
Right.
You can knock back Ganondorf's little fireballs.
So, all right, Tex is not going to attempt the
no back
zero
doors
cycle.
Yeah, that's fine.
It looks like he will get times the spin right, he'll get a pretty darn quick kill here on Trinex. Yep, there we go.
Close enough. We take it. Bugnet, I'm just joking. I like the Bugnet. It's actually pretty nice. Except in my tourney race yesterday, I picked it up and then never used it. But it was nice to have. As for Bob, I did a one-hit KO where twice I died getting to Ice Armos because of Bob. And now I hate him forever. And sometimes I'll even kill him for no reason. If there's like a useless item on the lamp, I'm like, all right, Bob, say your prayers, buddy boy. It's time to go.
Bob, thou shalt die.
Your time is up.
As Tex on into Ganon's tower, and he's gonna finish with a decent time here.
Well, I'm curious to see what routing's going to do, because it was weird seeing Mike not check the right side at all first. Because usually, if you're going to go left, you do the right two chests first, then you go left.
Well, Tex is going to do the same thing.
Interesting. Who are these players?
Yeah, there's a standard way that you have to do this, right?
There's no good way to route this stupid dungeon. He's got to get lucky.
You see a race where the result ends up being, for lack of a better term, dramatic. There's a big difference in the finishing times here, and that can give you a bad perception of Tex bombing the big key chest, and give you a bad perception of the guy who lost the race. But EODTex is a fantastic Link to the Past player. It's just Mike the V is so good. So like we said before, there's a reason he's the number 2 seed in this tournament. But EODTex did very, very well.
Yeah, it's one of those things where you're like, I have no idea how I'm going to beat this person. I just have to hope that they make some sort of catastrophic mistake. Which I believe was, I don't know what happened in their race yesterday, but was there a specific reason why it ended up there was a 4-minute difference?
You're asking me to remember 4 races ago. So.
That's a good point. I take it back.
It was close throughout the whole thing. Both of them played extremely well. But
both of these players are very, very skilled, very good. Very good performance out of both of them. It's just routing. It comes down to routing. And the sooner you can get into go mode, the sooner you can knock out dungeons quicker, and you save a lot of time, especially Ice Palace. Or, no, both players did all of Swamp, so.
Yep. And sometimes you've seen, one of the races I commentated, and they're all starting to run together now. It was the fact that one of the racers really, really, really did not want to go in full clear Misery Mire. And because of that, he ended up searching Peg Cave and Bombo's Tablet and got both the Butter Sword and the Silver Arrows. And that ended up being the difference because his opponent cleared
to go mode early?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And so he had to do a silverless.
Where did he find butter and silvers?
In Peg Cave and Bombo's Tablet.
Wow. Yeah, that's the thing, is like sometimes this was new using old logic? This was a tournament?
Old logic. This was a tournament race, yep.
Oh wow. See, that's insane. Because the time you spend looking for those single item upgrades, the time you save from getting like a better sword is ridiculously higher than the time you spend looking for them if they're in those single item locations. That's why I had such a big problem with progressive swords at the beginning, because I remember doing a weekly where I ended up doing Master Sword Silverless Ganon for the first time in a while, and I lost like 5 placements. But of course, both swords and the silvers were in Dark World Death Mountain, which I considered checking on my way from T-Rock to G Tower, but I just forgot. So
Yeah, and a lot of times too. I mean, yeah, if you're heading straight over from to Ganon's Tower from T-Rock, you're in. I mean, you're clearly in go mode, but you're in. Okay, seconds are beginning to count now, right?
yeah, it's just like even finding boots early gives you a huge advantage because you can just save seconds
Oh, no.
every.
Tex takes a fall here. Does he have enough time? Get through
He's
the
got
door.
plenty
He
of
got it. Okay.
Yeah, a lot of times players will intentionally fall just to get back to the left side so they don't have to walk all the way around. So that just shows you got a pretty good amount of time to get through that.
Chad is now reminding me that race I was talking about was Ninjembro, and it was Ninjembro that in his race. That was the same race where Ninjembro did 7 bosses with Fighter Sword,
Jeez.
to include Trinex.
Oh yeah, and did he also didn't remember that you can use hammer on
Right.
Trinex. Oh, that's just brutal. Oh, if only that was the Sank Heart, that would have been awesome.
Well, we'll see what's in the validation chest because Mike V did not open it. EODTex. Trolling Troll Dorm. There's so many different layers of troll that just went on right there that I'm not sure what's going on here.
What's he doing? What's he doing now? I remember seeing one race where a player got all the way. He did a full clear of the entire game with the Fighter Sword, and he got to Ganon and realized he couldn't beat him.
Oh.
He even tried using hammer on him, and that does not work.
But it does tempered sword damage.
Right? If it was a sword.
A sword.
A sword.
Look, netting the.
What a jerk. If only he had the powder, he could have powdered those fairies.
That's right.
To get fairies.
Powder.
He does have, I think he does have the fairy in a bottle though, so he's good.
And so the world will never know what was in the Dairy Queen chest this race.
Was it a sonic blast?
No, it was the powder.
You don't know that. You don't know that. Oh, he's gonna. All right, we are gonna see a little swag in him.
Swag. The swag strats.
Don't know if that was a double or a 1. I definitely know that was a 0, based on my sources.
Tex still has his fairy as well, so. But he says, nope, I'm just going to use the pot.
Go for the popular
vote. That's right.
Definitely. Oh, that's a good setup.
Yeah.
There's a potential double unless they hit at the same time.
So is the chat trying to say that Mike the V won the Electoral College, but Tex is going for the popular vote here?
It's Bush all over again.
Oh god. Politics in my Zelda? Get out of here.
Let's. Well, at least he's doing the crowd-pleasing Aghanim strats, but
this was a treat. I just as long as he gets that sub 2, then
there he goes.
And he's at it. Don't blame me. I voted for
Navi.
I love that.
Hey, listen.
Navi for president, please no.
Oh god.
So many text boxes.
So many unskippable text boxes. That is one of the great things about the randomizer. There are very, very few text boxes. Makes all of us happy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it is very nice, especially as they've been phasing out more and more. Because in this version, you still get a text box from picking up the super bomb.
Yeah.
And that one's annoying because you're mashing, and then you mash one too many, and then you drop the bomb. You're like, okay, well, let me waste a couple more seconds trying to pick it back up. There's a lawnmower outside my window, so I'm going to mute for a second.
All right. We got EODTex doing some swag against Ganon here with the bug net. Don't know what the bug net does for you. Probably nothing, but it looks cool, of course. Looks like EOD will at least finish under the 2-hour mark, a feat that this esteemed commentator has yet to accomplish, but that's because I'm old. Looking to hit him once with the arrows, and nope, no torch glitch, but not that it matters. Half magic plus silver arrows. Yeah, I may have mentioned it once or twice, Willard. It's all right. Tex, what are you doing here, man? Is he gonna go? Okay. For a second there. Oh no, is he gonna go silverless? What? I don't know that he has another yeah, he's doing some silverless strats here. That's 2.
Did you already put 3 arrows into him? Oh, there it is.
Yeah,
okay.
I think he did. Yeah.
All right. Is he going for the moonwalk? It looks like he's going for the moonwalk. He's a little off to the right.
Yeah. Don't fall. Okay.
Oh, no. That wasn't the moonwalk. That was a straight up fire dash.
Yeah. So EODTex finishes with an official speedruns live time of 1 hour, 56 minutes, 49 seconds. GG's, you know, still a good time, still performed very well. Just Mike the V just with it blazing through that seed. See if we can get EODTex in here.
Yeah,
Completely up to him.
We need at least one person interview.
That's right. Yeah, we've been doing too much talking, Will.
Yeah, overall, the thing is, like, here's how I look at it. I mean, like, I understand after you're out to go ahead and just, like, goof off, but then it kind of inflates the amount of time between the 2 races.
That's true, too.
Any times. And I kind of want to see how close it actually was. But at the same time, whatever. Have fun. Goof off.
So it looks like Tex will be coming in here.
Bring him right now. Hey.
Hello.
What'd you think of that one?
Oh, that was fun. I finally got a seed that I went through the whole thing without the lantern. I'm so happy.
Oh, nice. Congrats. Yeah, we were wondering your experience with that.
Clearly you had a lot because you nailed Meyer like first shot, Dark. That was impressive.
Thank you.
Do you want to know where the lamp was? Because your opponent got it. It was at the end of Skull Woods, after the fire rod area.
I
One
figured
chest.
it would be in there because I think that and Spike Cave were the only I hadn't checked yet.
Yeah. So, early routing, you missed checking Spectacle Cave, which had the mitts. Was that by choice or was that an accident?
That was by choice.
Okay. You had the means to check the east side of Death Mountain, so you chose to do that instead?
Yeah.
Unfortunate. But we were wondering. And then, yeah, just Catfish holding the other item, and then Ice Rod beating Meyer. Which is, if you don't check Catfish, then you're like, well, I can still do, Swamp and Pod and Ice Palace and all that stuff, so...
That was a little bit of a mistake. I meant to go to Meyer before Ice because chances are you're going to check a lot of the chests to find the big key anyways, so...
Yeah, that's a good point. We were wondering when you were going to make your way, if after a Pod you'd make your way up to Catfish at that point, but I guess the whole northern part of Dark World was still kind of an option at that point. I think you flew over and did Thieves Town instead, thinking that Sahasrahla had it.
I just saw it. I hadn't been there. It was the green pendant, so that's 5 items just in that dungeon alone.
No. Not bad choices at all. Just unfortunate that they weren't the right choices. Yeah, overall, how was your time in this tournament? You had 3 games against Dark Magician, where you got the reverse 2-0.
It was really fun. I definitely had a lot of fun, and I definitely got a lot better throughout the tournament. So
yeah, that's always good. You learn a lot from just experiencing it over and over again, and then also watching other people, seeing what your opponent did. Are you on the mindset of, oh, good, I'm out. I don't have to touch another VT18 logic seed ever again?
Kinda,
or are you going to miss it?
I'm not going to miss it, no.
No, you like the progressives?
Yeah, the progressives are fun. Oh.
Yeah. You going to be playing in the weekly tomorrow?
Probably, yeah.
Alrighty, cool.
Hopefully we'll see you there.
Yeah.
Yeah, this thing called life sometimes intervenes.
I tend to make a lot more stupid mistakes in the weeklies than in these tournament matches I have.
That's the worst place to make a mistake. Because in a race, it means the difference of first and second. In the weekly, it means the difference between first and 50th. So, I would know. We had one weekly where Lumberjack Cave was the shovel. And I'm like, well, I'm going to go do Aga to get the shovel, which gave me the mirror. And I was like, sweet, I got the mirror. That's a really good item. And then mirror wasn't required. So I got 41st. It was great. We don't talk about it. Anyway, overall, great performance out of you. Enjoyed watching. It just sucks when it comes down to routing. When routing is what kills you. So, any closing statements?
I'd like to wish Mike good luck against Andy. That should be a really good match to watch. So I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, it should be good.
I had a lot of fun. So
awesome. Well, we had a lot of fun watching and commentating, so thank you for that.
Absolutely.
GG's.
GG.
Well, there you have it, guys. That's it for the race currently on this for this tournament. I believe the next one is coming up in 3 hours. 3 hours and 22 minutes, roughly.
3 hours at 8:00 p.m. here on Speed Gaming. Eunice, right, cool. Alucard 2004. That'll be commentated by Adirondack, Rick, and VTorp. And at 9 o'clock over on Speed Gaming 2, we will have Fred versus and 4H. And then at 11 o'clock on Speed Gaming, we will have the OK Guy versus New Life 88. That's what we have coming for you tonight. Tomorrow, whole lot more. The fun begins at both Speed Gaming and Speed Gaming 2 at noon. We will have 2 races going on simultaneously. The first one will be Game 2 between Evil Ash and JC87 on Speed Gaming 1, and then Wolfie 83 versus Sean Cass, also at Game 2 on Speed Gaming 2. So lots more coming this evening. And tomorrow, Willard, it's an honor commentating with you again.
As always, I saw your name. I'm like, I just see Phantom Ryu. I'm going to sign up for this. So thank you very much. And then I stayed up till 4 a.m. like I always do. Whatever. That's right. It happens. Yeah, who needs sleep? Whatever. Yeah, before we go, we'll let these credits roll out so we can... I always forget to check bonks and all that stuff. That's more so for chat. Doesn't really mean much. I'm kind of over it, I guess. But there was... it looked like a 15-item difference between Mike and Tex for items that they checked. Mike had a 144, and I think Tex had like a 159, is what it looked like. So, if that holds any value. Oh, Tex, what'd you think of the whole Butter Sword at Armos to force Aga Tower? You like that one?
That was interesting. I was looking for at least tempered, because I don't like to do Aga Tower with a Master Sword, and I saw Flute in the cave, which doesn't mean it's necessarily required, but it's definitely a really good item to have just for movement. Yeah, we were kind of hoping for something trollier.
like like the cape at Armos
I
to force a
hate
fighter
doing-
sword Aga Tower.
I hate that. Like last seed, that just threw me through a loop because fighter sword, no boots, no mirror, no movement item of any sort really. Couldn't do any dungeons. It just was. I never encountered anything like that before, so I had to stop and think, what the heck can I do?
It's funny. That's rough. Well, that's random for you.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for coming in for an interview. At least we got one person to talk to.
Oh
So
no
we
problem.
appreciate it. And thank you guys all for coming out for watching the race. We'll see you guys again in a few hours for the next one. Thank you again, Phantom Ryu, for joining me, or for allowing me to join you for commentary. It's always a blast. So
Anytime, Willard. Glad to do it.
And
I'm
Ryu,
sure-
thank you
Oh.
for allowing me to track my second race, which also had you on commentary.
Yeah.
fantastic job on Tracker. Very good.
Yeah.
I didn't see any complaints from anyone, so that's when you know you're doing it right.
That's right.
So kudos to you.
Oh. And the uncle was right. It was a sub 2 hour seed.
Yo, Uncle never lies. What a guy. All right, guys, this has been Willard J. Bradley.
I have been Phantom Ryu. We are signing off for now, but there is more coming your way this evening, so hope to see you there.
We'll see you then. Peace.
Bye-bye.
Out.